One quality that is highly commended in the Scriptures is that of honesty. Paul said in Ephesians 4 and verse 25, "Therefore, having put away falsehood, let each one of you speak the truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another." But what does it mean to be honest? It means to be truthful and fair and just and objective and clear-headed and forthright. This is one of the morals that exemplify a Christian. In Ephesians 4 and verse 24 tells us that the new man has put on the new self, created after the likeness of God in true righteousness and holiness. Our God is a God of truth, a God who cannot lie, and He wants us to be like Him. Honest people are a testimony to God's work. And truly we can see from the Scriptures that honesty is a virtue that we should strive to uphold every day. And there are several areas where honesty must be a part of our lives. First, we must be honest with God. The psalmist said in Psalm 139, verses 23 and 24, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any grievous way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." Here we see a soul that is laid open before God and is yearning to be right with God more than anything else. This soul is one that is asking, "Lord, what will you have me to do?" Friends, God knows everything and He sees everything. We're only hurting ourselves if we deny our true state before God. The poor in spirit are blessed because we know that all is hopeless without God. And truly it is only the honest and humble man that God is able to use. Only those who are honest with God in regard to their spiritual state can God use to greater service. But also we must be honest with the truth. Only a good and honest heart will gladly accept the truth and grow. If we do not love the truth and obey it, then we cannot be found faithful in the sight of God. The virtue of an honest person is found in Proverbs 23 and verse 23, where it says to buy the truth and do not sell it. Buy wisdom, instruction, and understanding. We need to be more focused upon doing what is right rather than saying who is right. There is only one truth, the Word of God, and it should be what we base everything upon. But also we need to be honest with ourselves. We need to be examining ourselves to make sure that we're doing what is right. 2 Corinthians 13 and verse 5 tells us to examine ourselves whether we are in the faith. We need to be testing ourselves to see if we are obeying the truth. Because, friends, it is hypocrisy on our part to pretend to be one thing when we're actually another. It's the epitome of wrong to be two-faced. But when we are honest with ourselves, we resist the urge to lie to ourselves. When we face the truth about ourselves, although it may be painful sometimes, it will be better for us in the long run. And this is the only way for us to be truly happy and faithful. But also we need to be honest with others. Why is it then that there is so much mistrust in the world today? Why are people so suspicious of each other? Well, it's because there is a great lack of honesty in the world today. Paul tells us in Ephesians 4 and verse 25, "Therefore, having put away falsehood, let each one of you speak the truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another." Jesus always told people the truth, whether they wanted to hear it or not. However, He always did it in a tactful and a loving way. He always spoke the truth in love. And we as Christians are commanded in Ephesians 4 and verse 15 to do the same thing. We need to be tough, but also tender. We need to stand up for the truth and strive to teach others the truth about their sinful conditions. But deception and twisting of the truth to mean something else are sins of being dishonest with others, which is a deliberate intent to mislead and to give a false impression. These things gain little, if any, advantage, but all cause long-term harm to the trust between others and yourself. Friends, we as Christians are to be honest with each other in all things. Honesty is a mark of Christian character. Proverbs 12 and verse 17 tells us, "Whoever speaks the truth gives honest evidence, but a false witness utters deceit." We should seek the truth in all things and appreciate correction if needed. We need to be able to trust each other. Honesty is something that should never have to be questioned among God's people. But sadly, it is a reality that sometimes this happens. Sometimes people do struggle with honesty, and as a result, trust issues develop where there should be none. The Bible warns us about placing our trust in man, worldly man. But if we cannot trust our brothers and sisters, who can we trust? We must be honest with each other. In 2019, let us all have a greater commitment to being honest in all of our dealings. Thank you for joining us today. May God bless you with a wonderful day.